The hit series NCIS is one of the longest-running shows on TV, and one of the most beloved actors on the show was Chilean-American Maria Jose de Pablo Fernandez, who played the character Ziva David. So stay tuned and don't go away because we're about to reveal Cote de Pablo's top 10 best Ziva David moments, plus other related news. First up, how was Ziva David introduced to NCIS fans? Let's take a look. Coming in at number 1 is Ziva's introduction. Ziva was introduced to fans in a scene with Tony, her future lover, back in season 3. The episode was titled Kill Ari, and we see Ziva arrive in Tony's office as he's in the midst of a steamy phone call with a fellow coworker. Ziva takes issue with the phone call and doesn't like it, but you can tell that there's some sort of spark between the two. Losing a special character like Ziva David was tough for fans because it was clear that she was a fan favorite until she left the series in season 11. Cote de Pablo ended up coming back to the show in season 16 finale, but she was only there for a few more seasons and chose to leave again. When asked why she left the show, de Pablo said, "Unfortunately, being of political things and scripts not being good enough, I chose not to return to NCIS. De Pablo further explained that she loved the character but felt that the writing wasn't quite as good as it could or should be. It's not at all uncommon for TV or film actors who are tasked with bringing characters to life to have issues with a show or film's writing. In fact, some actors, even the most famous ones in the world, can be extremely picky about a project's writing quality. If they're not entirely satisfied with what they see on the pages, many actors will not hesitate to walk away. Next up, was Ziva a race car driver in another life? You're about to find out. Coming in at number 2 in our top 10 list of best Ziva David moments is Ziva's driving skills. In episode number 50 of NCIS, Ziva had just spent 6 months driving in the UK and returns home to the United States. One would think that driving on the opposite side for half a year would have led to an adjustment period for Ziva, but that wasn't the case. During the episode, Ziva speeds through the city like that of Max Verstappen at the British Grand Prix, with Tony and Timothy McGee, played by actor Sean Murray, holding on for dear life. That scene will always go down as one of Ziva's best moments, but now let's move on to another great moment. Coming at number 3 is Tony and Ziva's first intimate moment. You may recall back in season 3 there was an episode titled Undercovers. In the episode, Tony and Ziva share their first steamy moment together. While undercover, the pair plays the part of intimate lovers, and so they don't blow their cover, they pretend to be madly in love and can't keep their hands off each other. These undercover makeout sessions eventually manifested into something very real, and it became the relationship that fans came to know and love. Up next, is Ziva David a perfect example of a strong female character? Absolutely. Coming in at number 4 is Ziva's fight with Tony. At various points throughout the series, it becomes clear that Ziva never backs down from a fight. She is the epitome of the strong female lead type character, and in the season 6 finale, Ziva gets into a physical altercation with Tony after he kills her boyfriend, Michael Rivkin. Despite her feeling for Tony, she didn't hold back and told him exactly how she felt. If there's one thing we can say about Ziva, it's that she always had a backbone, and this scene with Tony is definitely one of her best and most memorable moments. Moving on now though, and coming in at number 5 is Ziva's lost trust. Not surprisingly, after the death of Rivkin, Ziva has a tough time trusting Tony. In one scene, she even tells Gibbs, played by beloved actor Mark Harmon, that she can't work with Tony and soon decides to leave the US to work with Mossad. After one of her missions goes completely awry, Ziva finds herself captured by a terrorist group and must be rescued before it's too late. This leads one of NCIS's most memorable and climactic moments, but we'll get into that in a moment. Stay tuned and don't go away because we've got more of Ziva David's best moments coming right up, plus other related NCIS news. Next up, how was Ziva saved from maniacal terrorists? You're about to find out. Coming in at number 6, Tony saves the day. Ziva was held captive all alone at a terrorist camp, and she was even tortured during her captivity. Ziva is is eventually rescued by Tony, her knight in shining armor. The event took place during the NCIS's Season 7 premiere episode titled Truth or Consequences. After all of the terrorist targets are neutralized, Tony escorts Ziva to safety. Tony's rescue of Ziva helped her to trust him again, and the whole order made her realize that NCIS is where she belongs. Coming in at number 7 is Ziva's family. In Season 10, Ziva offered fans a glimpse into her family life. In the episode titled Shell Shock Part 2, Ziva admits that she misses her sister, Tally, who passed away, and that she can't get her out of her mind. Ziva confides in Tony and tells him that the most difficult time is around Tally's birthday. Fortunately, Tony responds with genuine care and comfort. And coming in at number 8, Watch Out Because It's a Trap. This is definitely one of Ziva's most memorable moments. In Season 10, Tony and Ziva are trapped in an elevator, and many viewers were expecting to see their tempers flare under stress, but were instead surprised when Tony and Ziva took the opportunity alone to flirt with one another as they waited to be rescued. Up next, what was Ziva's most difficult moment of the show? Let's find out. Coming in at number 9 is Ziva's close call with death. One of Ziva's most difficult moments was when her father, Eli David, played by actor Michael Nouri, was killed. And to make matters worse, everything happened right in front of her eyes. In the episode titled Shabbat Shalom, Ziva and Eli are at a dinner hosted by the Vances when suddenly gunfire erupts all around them. Fortunately for Ziva, she managed to escape in one piece, but the same couldn't be said for her father, who was struck by gunfire. Ziva's reaction to her father's death is one of the most devastating NCIS moments, and it left an indelible mark on her. And coming in at number 10 is a poignant reunion between Ziva and Tony. After Eli's death, Ziva goes to Israel to find his killer, and Tony travels across the world to find her. In the end, however, Tony is forced to respect Ziva's wishes and leaves her alone. This is the last time audiences see Ziva until her surprise appearance in the Season 16 finale. Next up, in NCIS Season 20, are Jimmy and Jessica involved in a love triangle? Let's take a look. Fans were devastated to see NCIS Season 19 reach its finale, but they were thrilled to see Jimmy and Jessica finally make it official. For much of Season 19, the show hinted at a potential romance between the pair, and in the episode titled Thick as Thieves, fans noticed the spark. Jimmy took Jessica to a wedding as a date and was blown away by her dress. After some flirtation, the two decided to make it official in the season finale, and Jessica filled out a form to announce the workplace romance. Fans were looking forward to seeing the relationship blossom, but the happiness was short-lived. Series creator Stephen D. Binder provided hints about the upcoming installment, suggesting that Jimmy and Jessica are in for some tough times. Binder explained, "There are hesitations that they're going to have. Based on their personalities per se, there's a lot to explore when you get down with a microscope and look at the minutia of how a relationship develops. The tentativeness, the awkwardness, how Jimmy's been out of the game for a while, how you imagine Knight has been all over the game." What's really cool though is that NCIS will premiere with a major crossover with NCIS Hawaii, and many of the agents will meet for the first time. Finally, is NCIS the most watched police procedural drama series? According to the Los Angeles Times, in 2014, NCIS became the most watched procedural drama around the world, taking second place behind Law & Order SVU and Law & Order. However, the NCIS spin-off series, NCIS New Orleans, didn't do nearly as well and was canceled in 2021 after 7 seasons. Certainly not a bad run, but compared to the other original flagship series, it wasn't even close to being as successful. All versions of NCIS have had to find ways to connect crimes with the Navy and quickly explain why they would be solving a case and not local or federal authorities. In their writer's room, they'll often search for an interesting case and find a way to connect it to the Navy or the Department of Defense. That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching.